world's gone crazy. No ifs, and buts, or maybe. The world's gone crazy.
This world's gone crazy. No ifs, ands, buts, or maybes. This world's gone crazy. If you don't believe me, then relieve me of these beliefs whereby you receive me for understanding to perceive me. For beginners, you got a sharp tongue that's really a dog one.
Yes, may Ahezaah's peace and blessings be with them about your presence. Welcome to Urbanversity with Holy-Apostle Deen and my brothers and my wife, Holy Queen Mother, Rabia, and Brother Idris Taha and Brother Fakir Abdul Aziz. This world's going crazy. That's what the words say, but you know this world has gone crazy. Yeah. We're going to have to get another rap. Because the world has gone crazy and we're in it, man, you know. And, you know, I sit down and I ponder sometimes about how crazy the world has gone. And then I ponder my duty in the world, you know, what the Lord has given to me to do. And I say, you know, it's like you could look at it. If you put yourself on the level of a man, it seems impossible to accomplish my goal. And that is simply to deliver the message. Yeah. You know, what I'm looking for is some effect. And I may not get no positive effect for delivering the message, but my goal, my duty is to deliver the message. And I set certain goals and standards for myself, which often come backfire. It backfires on me because I look for positivity to come forth, you know, because of my reasoning, because of my blessing, you understand, because of my understanding, I realize the Lord Most High, and I realize His grace and His mercy and so many benefits. I be thinking and hoping that the same effect come for other people. Huh? But this world's gone crazy. No ifs, and buts, or maybes. This world's gone crazy, huh? I need to get the rap artist up here so he can finish that off, you know? But yeah, and it's all about what we was talking about on your show about revolt. Yeah. Revolting. And you know, I would like to continue that conversation that we was having earlier about revolting, because this whole world, it's like the people in societies, you know, I don't get the media from China or Japan or Australia or England, Europe, you know, all the different countries over there, but I get the media information from here and what they produce in their science shows, history shows, and documentaries and what have you. And they are, for the most part, the masses, the multitudes of people are ignoring that the world is being deteriorated by nature, naturally. Yeah. And that the fulfillment of what the Lord said would happen in this day and time, with the angels being in the four elements of the earth, if you want, the four corners of the earth, destroying this world. Regardless of what man sees and accept or try to configure for himself to say, well, it's for this reason and that reason, it still comes from a divine prophecy that Jesus was given, that he gave to the disciples, who recorded it, at least John recorded it on the walls of a cave in the Patmos Island that they had imprisoned him in. And I don't know where the other brothers recorded theirs, but they do have it in the book, in the Bible, in their various gospels, their revelations, you know, from Jesus. And they agree about what's going on today. You feel where I'm coming from? Yeah. So, you know, it's like the people ignoring what's happening, and they continue to revolt, to believe that the king, the king can save them. Yeah. Whether it's Martin Luther King or the president or their institution of Christianity or Catholicism, they believe that these very people whom the Lord promised to destroy, the very people whose forefathers have been destroyed in generations before, for the same thing we do today here, they ignore that and continue on in their happy ways.
Well, one of the reasons why Ahezaah showing us now that they do that, because many of the devils or the doers of evil in the worlds of religion and in other areas of life hide behind the good names of the messenger prophets. You know, they hide behind the good name of Jesus. And in doing that, they have been blinded because they hear the name Jesus and blind them to the really truth that the Lord has sent down in his words in the gospel, the Injil that he gave Jesus. They blinded words to what Allah said in the Quran concerning the Prophet Muhammad. When I was talking to somebody this the other day, and I either said, we dealing spirituality, they want to know about our community. I said, well, we dealing spirituality. And my thing was this with the analogy was this. Do you want to know the words of the Lord, or do you want to believe in the words and know the Lord for real? Now you make a choice. You just want to get into the good words, and that the words make you feel good by hearing the speeches or the sermons being propagated on different days of worship, or you want to come to know the reality of the life of that book, which the essence which the Lord itself gives into those words that give life, so you can truly live and experience it and come to know the Lord and not just have information. Now, which one you really want to have? Which one you want to revolt against for real? The world of illusion, to come and live in the reality, or revolt against the reality to live in the world of the illusion then? Mm-hmm. That's the thing now this person, they think, I said, you never heard this kind of talk? They said, no. I said, no, because you won't hear this in the institutions of religion out there today. Right. Because they don't want to deal in spirituality. Mm-hmm. They rather revolt against the Lord and keep you in the hands of the devil.
And they need to know, folks, to know is to experience.
Right. And that's the thing.
Now, do you want to know the Lord? Do you want to experience the Lord El, the producer of life, the originator of life? Do you want to know that, or do you just want to be informed?
Right.
Most people just want to be informed. So they could go out there and act like they are a God with information. Because anybody who knows the Lord for real, they're not going to play with the information.
Right.
Or they are a devil and they can't even speak that information properly anymore.
Yeah.
Because the Lord do raise devils up. It says for every messenger, I'm going to give him an enemy. For every believer, I'm going to give him an enemy.
It sure do.
Don't think that because you say you believe you won't be tried. It says that for everything,
Sure
there's another side. There's two sides to everything. I'm going to give you the good and I'm going to give you the evil.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a choice in between the two.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So some people, they seek to know the Lord, and when they get to the fork in the road, then the devil come and say, okay, you got a choice here. You want to be a slave to the Lord, or do you want to become powerful and rich like me?
Right.
And what do people, whoa, you mean I could become powerful and rich? Yes, you could become powerful and rich. We'll give you mystic knowledge, the language. We'll give you mystic talents, and we'll let you rise up above other people and rule this world in certain quarters.
Yeah.
Hey, your entertainment of that has already got you going to hell.
Yeah.
It ain't about the choice. Now you entertaining it. If the devil can entertain you for a moment, it got you. It got you. That's why the Lord said in the Holy Quran about Muhammad, he looked neither to the right nor the left. Some people say, well, you know, on the right, you got to be on the right. No. You can be too far on the right, buddy. A lot of people going astray on the right. They get all this right knowledge, you know, right occupation, right. The Lord bless them with all this right, and then they become over righteous, lose a balance. Yeah. Some of them, when they be put on that road, they become holier than thou. And when we say holier than thou, we talking about holier than Allah.
So they think.
So they think.
Yeah.
They think that they are the power.
Yeah.
That they are the reality. Man, they say in this country, what's one of the favorite sayings in this country? You could be whatever you want to be.
Right.
And that's a lie.
Oh, well, not now, because they have this brother up there. So now all the children, and now I can be president. I can be this. I'm like, wait a minute.
And do you think he being what he want to be? You think Mr. Obama is finished?
Oh, no.
He just took the inauguration today. You think he being what he want to be? Now he want to go and move something. Let's see how much they let him be what he want to be. He ain't going to have no clear path to do whatever he want to do. Huh? Right. Bush didn't have it. Right. When Bush got up there, they said to Bush, look, son, You got to stop that damn drinking. Said, but I was the president.
Yeah.
They took his bottle away from him for 8 years. Made him hang out with Condoleezza Spaghetti.
Can't believe it.
Huh?
Yeah.
What can I say? He couldn't even do what he wanted to do. So, you know, you can't be what you want to be in this country because there's always an opposition to keep you from being what you want to be, no matter what it is. If I say the wrong thing on this program, somebody going to be after me. And now this is a country where you have freedom of speech. You're free to say whatever you want to say.
Allegedly.
But I'm going to tell you, the opposition is saying I'm free to punish you.
At the other side of that coin
I'm
flip.
free to punish you for saying what you want to say.
But say it. But say it.
But I'm gonna give you the right to
But I'm
say
gonna give you
it.
the right to say it.
Mm-hmm.
I may give you also 20 years for it, but you had the
Or
right
hefty
to say
fine.
it.
Yeah, I'm
something.
gonna give you the right to say it, and then I'm gonna give you the wrong for saying it.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? So you know, it's a lie. This country is built up off lies. When they broke the Constitution off from the Holy Quran, it became a lie. When they broke it off. And when they put on the dollar bills, you know, in God we trust, they was talking about in El. They was talking about the Lord El, the creator, producer of life. In El we trust. They know they don't trust El. They know they trust something other than El. They trust themselves. They trust that they're going to stick together. They trust that the devil's contract with them going to be fulfilled.
Right.
Because ain't nowhere in the world a society can become a capitalistic society and go against all the divine words of the Lord Most High.
Yeah.
Outright. And I hate to say it, but no, I don't hate to say it. It concerns me to say it. But the truth is the light, you know, because I ain't trying to put no dark shadows on no people. But in the Holy Bible, Malachi, and in the Holy Quran, the Lord talks about cursing the Jews forever. And that thing disturbed me. When I say disturbed me, my thoughts of certain people I know say, how could they be cursed forever? How could their people be cursed forever? We went around to see what they did. But we know what some of them do now. But it ain't just them, it's others who gonna be cursed forever. But Allah favored them, the Lord El favored them over all the people and gave so many generations of their people so much. Well, even before them, the Lord favored people in the Far East, further east, over all the people. And gave so many generations of them so many blessings. And those people became the most bloodthirsty people on the whole face of the planet. Their whole religious way of life became about killing. And they talk about the Muslims having a blood religion. The Muslims still haven't reached the level of the Japanese and the Chinese. And the Mongolians from way back when. With all what they did. And don't forget about the Christian Crusaders. Who went and killed up billions of people in the name of Christ. And still killing them in the name of Jesus. And still killing them. Send them right into some nation with their crosses to cross them up in their Bibles. To close up their mind and then do whatever it is they want to do.
Yes, Lord, you're interesting. You use the term close up their mind. We're in the precursor, we was reading about the revolt, the real revolt. And the result of the people's real revolt is that their minds get closed off from the voice of the conscience, that voice from their soul, you know, that thing that Ahezaah has instilled to guide them, right? But because of their practice of ignoring and going after their desires, doing what they want to do, thinking that they're in charge, ultimately they get disconnected, cut off from it. They don't hear it. They think they're not being bothered by it anymore.
You ever go to church?
Yes.
You was a Christian before?
My family was Christian, yes.
Oh, you don't want to say you was a Christian. I was a Christian.
It's a long story.
I was a Christian.
Yeah.
I was
I came out
baptized
there.
and everything.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I remember when I snuck back in the church many times because my family was like caretakers of the church, man. And I used to go swimming in the baptism tub, man. You know? So I'm baptized many times, man. You know what I'm saying? Baptized myself. Me and my cousin, man, we used to swim up in there. It was a big little thing, you know. Anyway. On the real side, anyway. The thing about it is that people are so, how can I say this here? I hear them laughing at me in the back. And I almost threw myself off. But people are so deceitful when it comes to the truth of where they stand in religion.
Yeah.
About the actual revolt.
Yeah.
Huh? Now, in the Christian church, how often do they talk about the soul? Hardly. And what devil came into America, the United States of America, and gave all the African Americans the meaning of soul has something to do with dancing, rhythm, and food? Some devil did it because soul is the highest thing of our being in creation, our souls.
Yes.
Why is it that we're cut off from that knowledge, that information? We know why we cut off from the knowledge, because we cut off from the information. Why we cut off from that information?
Well, I tell you what they did successfully. They call food soul, and then they got some obese people in the African American
Well, you
race.
think about it, they call food soul, and then the soul food itself is the worst food that you could possibly eat.
Yep.
And now today, only 75, that's 25 and 30, 33 years, 34 years after Elijah's passing, you got blacks eating pig like it's going out of style.
Yeah.
Huh? You got children who were raised by Muslims eating hog like it ain't no tomorrow.
I know.
You got Muslims coming from the east, opening up hog stores saying, well, I'm not eating it, but I could sell it. Disregarding the Lord's word because some devil then came and lied and said Jesus made all things good. The same devils who said he died for your sins so it don't matter what you do.
And then they said they want to be like Jesus and everything. Well, people, to be honest, Jesus ain't never partake of the pig.
Yeah, and Jesus was a rough brother too. Jesus fought. Jesus cursed. Jesus did a whole lot of things that they ain't saying about Jesus. They talking about the Prince of Peace. Huh? The Prince of Peace. Jesus wanted to get a piece of your behind for going against the Lord's word. Wanted to get a piece of the Jews behind for going against his word. He was at war. Didn't like it. And definitely didn't eat no hog. And ain't know nothing about Christianity.
But they know they put our people to sleep with that
Oh,
soul
we so
stuff.
sleep. We
You
so
know, that soul food, you talk to people, our people, man, they could just die because they taste buds just go out of control.
Let me tell you
They
something.
could just die at the dinner table.
Right.
Oh,
The worst thing I seen, and I'm not exaggerating, I remember Elijah used to say, you are what you eat.
Right.
I knew a lady that took that thing to the highest level of realism. She loved pig. She ate it from the rooter to the tutor. Every piece of the pig, even the pus. She started looking like a pig. I mean, like Miss Piggy. And I'm not talking
Took on
about
the characteristics.
her bigness. I'm talking about the snout, Their facial appearance.
Yeah.
Now, she sweated like a pig. You ever seen a pig, grease pig sweat? Just look wet? Sweated like a pig. What really took me off is that she grew all these lumps and bumps and all kind of stuff all over her body, like extra housings for the tetraworm or whatever they, trichna worm. And they were living all over her. All over her. She was no longer shaped like a normal human being. She had the human being shape, and then she had the hilly shape, like hills on her, all over her. And you could see the pus coming up out of her, and she got so slow, and her eyes looked like, got that pig look, and it just, it just messed me up. It just messed me up. And I had to live around this woman for about 10 years. When she died, I didn't go to her funeral. But when she died, my relatives, who's a part of her family, told me that she bust open. And they didn't know what to do with her. Yeah. Heebie-jeebers. 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 Yeah. Hey, man. Just hearing about it gave me the heebie-jeebers. She bust open, and they ain't know what to do with her. The morticians or whatever. And all them worms came out of her.
Well, why you want to give us the heebie-jeebies?
Now, because she always talked about Jesus making everything right. And Jesus died for her sins. Stayed in church. I think that the Christian ministers need to have to go to the medical school to become Christian ministers if they're going to deal with stuff like that. Because from a medical standpoint of view, we know that what's that worm again? Trichna worm is no good for our physical being. That if it get in us from that pig flesh, it's gonna do some damage to us. Huh? Now, when I was a child, and I used to tell people about not eating the pig, they didn't argue about Jesus, They never said Jesus ate the pig, because thank the Lord Most High for people like Elijah and others who knew that Jesus didn't eat that swine and fought about Jesus not eating that swine. They always argued about, do you eat chicken?
Yeah.
The chicken nastier than the pig.
Yeah.
The chicken will vomit and eat his own vomit. And so forth and so on. And I said, well, the Lord said don't eat the swine. I'm not a farmer. I don't know about the chicken and all that, but I know the Lord said don't eat the swine. Then I found out that chicken have a certain reproduction situation going on, filter situation, where it can do those things and filter that stuff out, where the pig don't.
Yeah.
Huh? I mean, it don't matter what's going on. If the Lord say don't do a thing, don't do a thing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's what matters.
But as simple as that sounds, people, right.
It's a question of obedience.
I remember I worked for the post office many years ago, many moons ago. And they didn't like the fact that I was a straight up and straight down person. I was Muslim, I worked hard, came to work all the time, and my supervisor, he swore I was the best worker he had. I believed in work. I still believe in work, But there was a gangster there. I don't know if he was acting mafioso or if he was really mafioso, but he acted like it. And he didn't like me, and the people used to bow to him in fear. And I didn't do that. I can't do that, And he used to come after me all the time. I didn't get, now I'm losing my train of thought as to where I'm going with this here. And the reason being because it was so much stuff going on with this particular situation. You know, well, let me take it this way, because I didn't lost where I'm trying to go with this thing.
Okay.
This man hated me because I was trying to be righteous. You feel me? And most of the people that was, you know, working in the vicinity with me knew that my whole thing for being there was to fulfill my obligation to my Lord Most High, because I had the job. It wasn't so much to fulfill my obligation to the federal government working at the post office. It didn't matter what job I was given. My duty and my responsibility was to my Lord. If it was an illegal job, I would have did. Now I got where I was at. I believed that we shouldn't steal. The Lord said don't steal, just like it said don't eat swine. Right? When these people was trying to set me up to get me fired, because they was trying to get me for years and they couldn't get me, the agents start sending gold bullions down on my runoff. One day they sent hundreds of thousands of gold bullions down, gold coins. Then they were sending busted up money. And every time I fixed this up, I would notice it came back. And I realized, I said, boy, they done got really far out to try to get me. They didn't only want to get me fired, now they want to lock me up. Now they want to hurt my family to the utmost.
Right.
They want to humiliate me because I'm there trying to be right. I wasn't propagating Islam on the job. I was just coming to work and doing the best job I could, and wasn't going out getting high and doing all these other things.
This world's going crazy. If you don't believe me, then relieve me of these beliefs. Whereby you receive me for understanding to perceive me. For beginners, you got a sharp tongue that's really a dog one.